Can the purple and gold salvage their championship window before it slams shut forever? Or are we witnessing the beginning of the end of an era? There's a suffocating tension hanging over Crypto.com arena right now, folks. The kind of tension that makes general managers sweat through their tailored suits and keeps franchise legends awake at night. The Los Angeles Lakers, a franchise synonymous with championship banners and Hollywood glamour, find themselves staring down a crisis that nobody saw coming this fast. And when I say crisis, I'm talking about the kind that demands immediate aggressive action. Monday night's defeat against the Phoenix Suns wasn't just another loss on the schedule. It was a wake-up call delivered with the force of a freight train. The king himself, LeBron James, managed just 10 points. 10. Let that number marinate for a moment. We're talking about a player who's built a 2-decade career on dominance, reduced to a shadow of his former self right before our eyes. The regression isn't gradual anymore, it's accelerating, and the Lakers front office knows they're running out of time to capitalize on whatever championship window remains. Sure, the Lakers are sitting pretty at 14-4, and yes, the emergence of Luka Dončić alongside Austin Reeves has provided hope that the torch can be passed smoothly. But here's the brutal truth that nobody in Los Angeles wants to admit out loud. Hope doesn't win championships. Talent does. Strategy does. And right now, despite that impressive record, the Lakers have glaring weaknesses that playoff-caliber teams will exploit mercilessly come April and May. Let's dissect what's actually broken here, because the issues run deeper than one bad LeBron performance. The Lakers rank a dismal 26th in the entire league in made three-pointers per game, connecting on just 11.4 attempts from beyond the arc. In today's NBA, where spacing is everything and the three-point line dictates offensive philosophy, that's not just a weakness. That's a fatal flaw. Their three-point accuracy tells an equally troubling story. 34.9%, good for 21st in the league. When you can't stretch the floor, defenses collapse into the paint, clogging driving lanes and making life miserable for your playmakers. It's basketball fundamentals, and the Lakers are failing the test. Then there's the interior defense situation. While DeAndre Ayton provides a presence in the paint, the Lakers desperately need a defensive-minded, starting-caliber center who can protect the rim, switch on pick and rolls, and provide the kind of intimidation factor that changes how opponents attack. Without that anchor, they're vulnerable to any team with a dominant big man or a penetration-heavy offense. Enter Greg Swartz from Bleacher Report, who's constructed what might be the most intriguing and, frankly, most sensible trade scenario we've seen this season. It's a massive three-team blockbuster that addresses every single one of these concerns while giving all parties involved exactly what they need to compete at the highest level. Here's how this seismic deal would shake out. Los Angeles Lakers receive. Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford Dallas Mavericks receive. LaMelo Ball Charlotte Hornets receive. Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, Gabe Vincent, and a 2029 Lakers first-round pick at first glance. You might think the Lakers are giving up too much, but let's analyze this with the cold, calculated logic of a franchise in win-now mode. Klay Thompson. Just saying that name should make Lakers fans' hearts race. This is a four-time NBA champion who's spent his entire career proving that he's one of the most lethal shooters in basketball history. Despite joining Dallas in the summer of 2024, after LeBron himself pursued him heavily, Thompson represents exactly what the Lakers need. A player who commands defensive respect the moment he crosses half-court. Thompson's gravity alone would transform the Lakers' offensive spacing. Defenses can't help off him. They can't sag into the paint when he's spotting up in the corner. His mere presence on the floor opens up driving lanes for Dončić and Reeves, creates better looks for everyone else, and forces opponents into impossible defensive rotations. And let's not forget, this is a player who's been to the mountaintop multiple times. He knows what championship basketball looks like, sounds like, and feels like. Then there's Daniel Gafford, the defensive anchor this Lakers team desperately needs. Gafford isn't just some role player. He's averaging 10.0 points, 6.6 rebounds, 1.0 steals, and 1.7 blocks in his 12 starts for Dallas this season, while shooting an absurd 61.3% from the field. Those aren't empty statistics. They represent exactly the kind of efficient, high-impact play that championship teams require from their centers. But here's the kicker. Gafford already has chemistry with Luka Dončić from their time together in Dallas. He knows how to finish lobs, how to set screens that free up Luka's drives, and how to operate within an offense that features a ball-dominant playmaker. That existing rapport means zero adjustment period, zero learning curve. He'd slot into the Lakers system seamlessly, providing rim protection and vertical spacing from day one. Pairing Gafford with DeAndre Ayton would give the Lakers perhaps the most formidable frontcourt depth in the Western Conference. One can anchor the defense while the other provides scoring punch, and both can play together in certain matchups to create a wall of size and athleticism that few teams could overcome. Dallas, meanwhile, addresses their most pressing need, a true floor general who can orchestrate the offense while Kyrie Irving recovers from injury. LaMelo Ball is exactly that player, a dynamic, creative point guard with elite vision scoring ability and the kind of flair that makes highlight reels. Ball's ability to run pick and roll, push pace in transition, and create shots for himself and others would take enormous pressure off Luka Dončić, who's been shouldering an unsustainable offensive burden. With ball handling, playmaking duties, Luka could focus more on scoring efficiency and conserving energy for the playoffs. Exactly what Dallas needs if they harbor genuine championship aspirations. For the Hornets, this trade represents intelligent asset management. With rookie sensation Con Newpel exceeding all expectations and potentially making LaMelo Ball expendable, Charlotte gets a haul of young talent and future draft capital that accelerates their rebuild. Max Christie brings defensive versatility and youth. Rui Hachimura provides scoring punch and playoff experience. Dalton Connect adds shooting and upside. Gabe Vincent contributes veteran leadership. And that 2029 first-round pick, that's a valuable asset that could become anything, another star, trade ammunition, or the foundation of Charlotte's next competitive core. This isn't Charlotte waving the white flag. It's Charlotte being strategic about their timeline and maximizing value. While they can, here's what makes this trade so compelling from the Lakers' perspective. Time is running out. LeBron James is 40 years old, and Monday night's 10-point performance isn't an aberration. It's a preview of what's coming. Father Time remains undefeated, and even the greatest players eventually succumb to age and accumulated mileage. The Lakers can't afford to wait and hope things improve organically. They can't bank on internal development or pray that their shooting percentages regress to the mean. Championship windows don't stay open forever, and when you have a 14-4 record with legitimate title aspirations, you strike while the iron is hot. Trading away Max Christie, Rui Hachimura, Dalton Connect, and Gabe Vincent might seem like gutting the depth chart, but championship teams aren't built on depth, they're built on top-end talent. Would you rather have 4 solid rotation players or 2 proven champions who address your biggest weaknesses? The answer should be obvious. Of course, no trade of this magnitude comes without risk. Thompson is 34 years old and has dealt with significant injuries in recent years. Gafford, while effective, has never been a full-time starter for an entire season. And giving up a 2029 first-round pick means mortgaging future flexibility for present-day success. But here's the counter-argument. What's the alternative? Standing pat while LeBron continues to decline? Hoping that 34.9% three-point shooting magically improves? Praying that your interior defense holds up against Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, and the other elite big men in the West? The Lakers didn't become one of the most storied franchises in professional sports by playing it safe. They became legendary by making bold moves, by swinging for the fences, by understanding that greatness requires risk. This trade embodies that philosophy perfectly. Let's paint the picture of what the Lakers would look like after this trade. Luka Dončić and Austin Reeves handling playmaking duties, Klay Thompson spacing the floor and providing championship pedigree, Daniel Gafford protecting the rim and finishing lobs, and DeAndre Ayton providing scoring punch and rebounding. That's a starting five that can compete with anyone in the league. The shooting concerns? Solved. Thompson's presence alone elevates the Lakers from 26th to potentially top 10 in three-point volume and efficiency. The interior defense? Addressed. Gafford's rim protection and Ayton's size create a defensive foundation that can anchor a championship-caliber defense. Most importantly, this trade sends a message. The Lakers are all in. They're not content with a 14-4 record and moral victories. They're hunting banner number 18, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. This three-team blockbuster isn't just smart, it's necessary. The Lakers have a narrow window to capitalize on their current success, and every day they wait is a day closer to that window slamming shut. LeBron's decline isn't going to reverse itself. The shooting woes won't fix themselves. The defensive vulnerabilities won't disappear through wishful thinking. Greg Swartz has constructed a trade that benefits all three teams involved. But make no mistake, the Lakers would be the biggest winners. They'd acquire two players who address their most critical needs, maintain their competitive core, and position themselves as legitimate championship contenders for the next 2 to 3 years. The question isn't whether the Lakers should make this trade. The question is whether they have the courage to pull the trigger before it's too late. Championship windows don't reopen. Opportunities like this don't come around twice. And legends aren't built by playing it safe, they're built by making the bold moves that separate contenders from pretenders. The clock is ticking in Los Angeles. The empire is showing cracks. And this trade might be the only thing standing between the Lakers and irrelevance. What are they waiting for? What do you think? Is this the blockbuster move the Lakers need to make right now, or should they stick with their current roster and ride out the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and smash that like button if you want to see more in-depth trade analysis like this. The NBA trade deadline is approaching fast, and things are about to get wild.